love this fucking charging cord. It's so goddamn much.
No, I'm...
Stable enough for this shit?
Is it?
I don't know. That's scary for me. We can just record the water bottle. It's fine. Or he's like, I'm a move. Oh, okay. I'll understand people's voices. Okay, so we're talking about bullying on campus and how to create a solution. I just feel like bullying is such a huge topic as well.
Well, also, it's such a big campus. It's hard on a college campus, I think,
To detect
bullying. Like in high school and middle school, it was obviously easy to detect that. But like, I don't know anything about bullying going on this campus. I've never seen anything really happen. So
I feel like it's just based on individuals, whether they're having like a good day or bad day, and like maybe being snarky. Like that's not necessarily like bullying stuff, though. That's just like a person,
somebody's in a bad mood.
Being in a bad mood during the day. Like I feel like we're all adults here on campus. It's not like we're going around like egging people, unless like I don't know. I definitely think that there's like probably like bullying and stuff during the LGBTQ or like transgender community, or I don't know if it's necessarily considered like bullying, but in the beginning of the school year there was the truck that would drive around with like the rebel flag and the American flag on it.
What happened to that car?
I don't know. I mean, I just feel like it needs to be known that we're like an open and accepting campus. I don't know. Are there any other thoughts?
I can see it like for that community, but I don't like the people that I hang around. At least I don't experience like people being hateful towards gays, lesbians, transgender people, but I can like see it just as a society thing. But I've thought that Winona's been a very open, accepting campus. Like from when I've been here, there are some people like that do drive around with their Confederate flag car, and there's like it's just like the passive aggressive type thing where it's like I've only heard people complain about it, but I think like just like you said, we're all adults here, and I don't really care where your background is. I just think that you're just here to learn like me. Like
we're here to have an education.
Yeah.
Like some people are here to fucking drink all the time, but I mean,
sorry, no, I was kidding. Not me. Last night was an exception, but
I don't know. I think the Integrated Wellness Center does a good job of having like workshops and stuff too. I think the who sets up? I think it's like the
Wellness Wednesdays and stuff like that.
And then the Senate and the UPAC or whatever sets up like the speakers and stuff to come who are like about Indigenous people or like Black History Month or those with disabilities and stuff. I know my friend Becca, who's on Student Senate or whatever, she gets a lot of like, I think on what was it? St. Patrick's Day, people were yelling at her about like being a leprechaun and stuff. She's a little person, and like she still has to deal with a whole bunch of like people being shitty and stuff to her on campus and all of that. But I also think that that's just like how you grew up and stuff too, and
your moral,
and whether your parents like taught you well or whatever, you know, like.
There's at some point, it's like I think that at some point in your life, when you're in college, it's not like, oh, you're a bully. It's like, no, you're just an asshole.
Yeah, you're an asshole.
You're an adult. Like, you can take responsibility for your actions.
Yeah.
I think in like high school, in middle school, you see more of like the physical like bullying. Right now, like there's like so much technology and social media. Us being a laptop-based university, if there is bullying.
Yeah.
That's where it'd be stuff on there.
Yeah.
Remember last year when the whole like Yik Yak thing was going around and the school was trying to stop that?
Yik Yak, I mean, it's just kind of like an anonymous
tweeting kind of
social
Where you
media
just
thing.
put people on blast.
Yeah.
So that really
Oh yeah.
for
There
your
was
location, so like only people people who know it would see
There was like
would
stuff
see the
about
Yik
like
Yaks
body
being
image and stuff too, about like girls posting pictures of themselves and like, oh, these girls, people in Yik Yak, like, oh, they shouldn't do this, like, ooh, they're disgusting and gross.
They were posting pictures of themselves on Yik Yak.
I don't know if it was. Can you
Or was
post?
that fade?
Oh,
Like,
fade.
They get a certain amount of likes in like 24 hours, and that's how long you stay up.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think people don't respect the fact that people can do whatever the fuck they want, and you don't have to necessarily make a comment on it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. What was other stuff? I remember standing in the line in the cafeteria one time when I was a freshman, and it would be like guys talking about having sex with girls and recording it on like Snapchat or whatever without the girl knowing.
That's scary.
I know. So, I mean, like, that's going on, like, a whole nother level of just, like, bullying, like we said. Like, bullying is high school. You get into college, and it's, like, you need to take responsibility for yourself. And there's, like, more things. So,
like, it's your future, no one else's. So, however you want to lay that out is your own deal.
I think, like, creating workshops and stuff about it, I think that some, like, the Wellness Center and some organizations do a really good job of, like, putting up posters and stuff like, oh, this is the right thing to do, this is the wrong thing to do, blah, 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 blah. I don't really know how else to form a solution about it. I mean, people, you can't track how people use their, like, technology and social media and stuff unless they're being so incomplete, like, vulgar with it. Then maybe it needs to be brought up to the school and they need to
figure out a separate plan.
Or it needs to be brought to the police, or if they're like infringing on people's personal privacy, like the sexual stuff on Snapchat and stuff. So
Student Senate's actually voting for WSU to monitor our social media.
Really?
Yeah, not for like pictures of you drinking or anything like that, but for like bullying.
Yeah.
Verbal abuse.
On like the WSU laptop stuff, or like just our own devices too.
I'm not really sure. I think they're gonna monitor also.
Yeah.
Just through their systems.
I think that wouldn't be necessarily like a bad idea. And then there's also like a point where it's people commenting opinions on Facebook status, and then some people might just be butthurt and like, oh wow, I'm hurt that you have this opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's a personal attack when then there actually are people who are like completely assholes on Facebook.
Exactly. Like, you're not going to change my opinion, so I don't really care that you just put your input on there. You know what I mean?
So Senate can have a lot of like ideas and stuff too if they want to put out ideas to help against bullying or however we want to call it.
But like, there's only so much that they could do. Like, what would they do even if they were to monitor that stuff? Like, what would they do to deal with it?
Bring it
How
up
would
to
how would they solve it?
They would like address with that person, and probably if it was bad enough, suspend. I would think.
Because they did take down like the WSU Snapchat for a while. Do you remember that? Like, they closed it down because there were like issues with it. They had one sophomore year and they shut it down. So like, they take things
they
seriously.
just had it for like a couple months.
Yeah. They take things pretty seriously. Like, if there's an issue and somebody complains about it, so it's not like they're not taking into consideration a student's safety or well-being.
I think something that's been deemed really funny is the WSU pass out page or whatever, where
What
somebody
was that on Twitter?
Oh yeah, that was like freshman year.
on Facebook. It's when
It's on Twitter and Facebook.
and so like people who get so drunk and pass out, and people they don't even know like their pictures are being taken or like being messed around with or whatever, and then they get put on like blast on Facebook and Twitter.
Did that get taken down?
I don't know.
That page.
I haven't seen that since I came here, so it must have been taken down.
That's not funny. That's such an invasion of privacy.
Yeah,
I know. Like
Past
a person.
bullying more to harassment.
It depends on
Yeah.
like the context too. Like some people, I ended up on there because my friends like, can do. I'm like, sure, and, like can see my Facebook, but like things that go on with like women and drinking and all those things that go on, you can't do that. It's
Yeah.
especially if you don't like know the person. It's like become a problem.
Mhm.
like send it to your friends if you really want people to see it, but there's no reason to put it out for your whole community to see it.
Yeah. So I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea to have like the student senate monitoring the social media, and then if it is like brought up to their attention, then student senate can talk with them, or like the dean or the president of the college can talk to them about it too, and figure out their consequences for it.
I think if they are, what were you saying? I think that if students are abusing their privileges of like the WSU loaned laptops and like devices, I think then that could be like responsibility of the university to take it into their own hands and to talk to the student and give them some discipline on that, because it's abusing the system.
Well,
but not necessarily like my own device. If somebody like was saying something to me on my own, like on my cell phone or my own iPad, I don't think that WSU should really like dig into private information.
I mean, if it's, I understand with like the cell phone and stuff. If it's the iPad and the computer, though, I wouldn't be opposed to that being like those being taken away. And then if you have to do like typing out papers and homework and stuff, then you have to go to the library for it.
Yeah, like confiscated.
Yeah. And because those aren't going to be places where you can, I don't know. There's still ways for them to post stuff on like the pass out page and all that stuff, but maybe if a lesson will be learned if they get their laptop and iPad taken away.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess again, there's only like so much that we can do. Does anybody else have any other solutions?
I know they did campaigns because, like campaigns on it because the reason that they wanted to trend up the bullying thing online is for mental health reasons.
Mm-hmm.
There's like an increase in suicides, things like that. So they're trying to address that, the damages that it can have.
Yeah.
So they try and like illustrate, that your words can have really bad consequences, especially on someone's like life.
Yeah.
Try and just bring that to light a little bit more. People are more aware of what they post can have effect on people.
Yeah. I know that there's like the Active Minds Club through the Wellness Center about mental illness and stuff. I feel like they could do a lot more work. I know that they put on like a play about mental illness and the stigma against mental illness. I feel like if they were to do more like workshops and stuff, or if they were to post more posters and stuff about the damage of social media, then maybe that would be helpful and stuff.
That could help, because social media can be a bit aggressive.
Oh, I so dislike the people who are like, cyberbullying doesn't exist. If someone's commenting hateful stuff, just shut your computer. It's like not even a problem. I'm like, you don't even understand. If your comments are like so full with all of that stuff, then you can't even like avoid it. You know what I mean?
I think cyberbullying is more apparent than physical bullying. Like in high school and middle school, like growing up, I never experienced like physical bullying, except like maybe some guys would get in like, pretend they're fighting in the hallway. But it's like I experienced more cyberbullying. Like people just think that they have so much power because they're hiding behind their computer screen.
Yeah.
But then you confront them about it in person and they won't say anything to you. So I think cyberbullying is way more relevant than it is in real life.
Yeah. So I think that the solution is just having more like seminars and stuff about bullying and like violence on campus, whether it be like verbal or physical. I also like the idea of the student senate monitoring the social media use, and if it gets brought up to like the dean or the president of the campus or whatever, then they can talk to them about whether they feel the need to take their iPads or laptops away. And then they can be on like suspension from that stuff for a period of time.
Yeah.
If they're abusing the WSU provided technology.
Good plan.
Good plan. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Everybody?
I concur.
Okay, thank you.